Hey everybody, this is Perch. So a number of you wrote in mails asking basically a question that's been asked before, and it basically comes down to this. It's this paradox. It's hey, a lot of people inside of comics say comics is doing better than ever. They say that the money is being made. They point to various articles in everywhere from Forbes, which, by the way, if you get an article in Forbes, it means you submitted it to Forbes. There's a big difference between a Forbes staff writer and Forbes, soliciting article content for their website, where the bar to get in there is really low. And I can say that because I have had articles published on Forbes.com, several of them. It is not hard to do. You do not need talent, so make all the jokes you want. You do not. They need to fill those clicks, fill that content. So there's different levels there. That's why if somebody tells you like, hey, I'm a staff writer for the New York Times, it's like, okay, staff writer meaning you're on your payroll there, or you're whatever it happens to be. There's great. It all is in the it's all in the details, which is kind of the nature of what we're going to talk about in this video too. So basically, the question I get is this paradox of, hey, people say the comic industry is doing better than ever, and all the people who say it's dying and failing are, clearly incel loser weirdos. They don't know what they're talking about. Haha, look at them, constantly saying that the thing is going to die, and here it is doing better than ever. And at the same time, these same people are doing GoFundMe's to afford, heating for their house, to keep the website hosting. I mean, good Lord, what the beat with some of the things they're asking money for. It's cheap. It is cheap to host a website today. I remember once upon a time, I remember paying like $600 a month for hosting. And that is not the world we live in today. You do not need to pay that much for that level of hosting. It is, I'm sure there's still hosts out there who have people on a plan that is completely untenable now. People haven't figured out that they can call up and to save 15 minutes can save you $50 or whatever it happens to be. So how do those two things go together? How can the industry be doing better than it ever has? The best in the golden years of everything else. And at the same time, people are begging for money. And I think Zach did a video sort of on this with the beat. And I think that generated questions as well of like, hey, wait a minute, how do you put these two together? And the answer is this. This is the boring dad answer. It is in the details. And also, if people would just not have to exaggerate, exaggeration is what's killing it right now. The exaggeration is what's making all of this stuff stupid. It is, as an example, is the comic industry dying? There are people who, back future state, DC Comics is going to die this summer. Several loud voices said that over and over and over and over again. And they were wrong. It was an exaggeration. It was not going to die. It was not at risk of dying. It is the whole thing going away. It feels good. It sounds like a good story. It is great for a YouTube thumbnail video. DC Comics dying. Sad emoji or laughing emoji or crying emoji. That blue-haired weirdo who screamed when Donald Trump got elected as your thumbnail image. There you go. You're done. You've got your video. It's easy to do. But the comic industry is not dying. Not like that. That was an exaggeration. Is it healthy to work in? No. No, it is not. Any industry that allows people to, have no consistency of their salary, rates go down. We've talked to several writers from the 70s and the 80s who, the rates are cheaper. Their rates that they made then is not the money they could make now. Not the money anybody could make now in comics. So that is not a healthy industry. It's not an industry going well. That doesn't mean it's dying. It just means it's not healthy. That's not a hard thing to understand. It just is what it is. It's more exciting. It gets people nice and erect when you say dying, but dying is an exaggeration. In the same way that better than it's ever been is a massive exaggeration. If better than it's ever been means, hey, I'm getting semi-consistent money that allows me to buy Starbucks a couple times a week and not feel guilty about it. If that's the best it's ever been, okay, good for you. That may be your definition, but nobody in their right mind would define doing well that way. So what is the answer? The comic industry is alive. It is producing books. DC is gearing up to produce more books a month than ever. But it is not a healthy place to work. It's not a place with long-term kind of viability of salary. It's not a place that, if you're a writer of creative content, unless you love comics, and God bless you if you do, I do, it's not a place you necessarily want to be. It's a place that you might be in for now to hopefully get some work on your resume so that you can go get a job in some place that has more job security and pays more money. Now, does that fit the definition of dying? No, dying means dead. It means there is no work, no comics being produced. Everything is canceled. People going out, boards shuttered over windows. That's dying dead. That's what that means. Better than ever means job security, funds are going up, comics are selling, things are ticking up year after year. That does not include having to cram manga and YA and a bunch of other things into the category to make it look like it's doing that. Those are the two extremes. That's it. Anybody who plays in one of those two extremes is disingenuous. But there's one other definition, and I guess it speaks to, when people ask me, hey, how are comic pros saying it's doing better than ever, and then also begging for money? How does that reconcile? Well, there's one other factor here. And I want to say on the offset, this is not how I would ever view success. This is not to me, success equals, what's in your bank, the relationship you have with your family and friends, your health, tangible things. But for some people, success means being able to laugh at your enemies, being able to have a couple people in your clique, like at school, where you have a couple people in your gang who can basically go around and you can bully or joke or point at other people and laugh at them. That is success. And if you take that as, if I have that, I am successful. If you take that shallowly pathetic thing, again, everybody has different things as to what matters to them, but if that is something that you believe is important to you, then yeah. If you are a comic pro on Twitter with a bunch of, I guess not Twitter anymore, but Mastodon, wherever dumbass place you decide to go to. But if you're on Twitter and you've got 40 odd friends who are in the comics industry, and you all like each other's posts, and you all like joke about in DMs about how the incels are bitching again or whatever you're doing, and you are able to post something like, I hate these fans. These fans are dicks. And then you can get a couple hundred likes because, your name people more or less recognize and get signal boosted by a couple of your friends. Or maybe in the case of a couple comic pros I know, you paid money, you paid $10 and you got, 1,000 likes to your tweet. Yes, that is a thing. And a lot of pros do it. Why you would spend the scraps of the money these companies are giving you in order to signal boost your own tweet, making fun of fans, is absolutely the definition of insanity. But hey, if that is your definition of success, then I guess, yes, you are right. The comic industry is doing better than ever because you are able to clown on people and have your little gang of friends who can go around and kind of slap you on the back and laugh. And that is success. If that meaning, if that's your definition of kind of friendship and attachment and hanging out together, if that's what it is for you, cool. Well, then I guess things are going pretty well. And so legitimately, there absolutely are some people in comics who have no job security, have no visibility into kind of work that they're doing in comics beyond, say, 3 months, sometimes not even that, are having to do a GoFundMe to, afford a hole in the roof or something. And yet they believe they are doing better than ever. Why? Because they have that network, that support. They've got that relationship going on in their life. And honestly, that's all they want. That's all they need. So therein is your answer. Is it a stupid answer? Yeah, it's a really stupid answer. I still have to believe, and I think the right thing to do is, to have actual value in your life, not pretend value, not not tweet value, but if that's what's going to get you out of bed, make you happy, make you feel like you're living a fulfilling life, then comic books are doing better than ever. Now, if you may be listening to this right now, going, no rational human being, no grown adult would think this way. I agree with you. But the agreement is not that they wouldn't think this way. The agreement is that no rational human being would think this way. But that's rationality kind of went out the window some time ago. Anyway, there you go. That's my answer. How do you put these two together? That's how. Comments, questions? Think it's absurd? By all means, let me know. Again, please don't come in here and say, "Oh, that's stupid. Nobody in their right mind would think that way." Again, agreed. But that was not the question. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, comments below, like, subscribe, etc., etc. Thanks for listening.